do go back, and I have known you obviously for quite
Yep.
some time, and so I've been kind of around to see your journey through nutrition, through health, fitness, all that kind of stuff, and then more recently, you've made a transition into real estate, but you've always had some involvement in real estate, right?
Yeah, I've been passionate about real estate for a long time. You know, it really goes back to about 2005 is when I first got involved in real estate. So when I was in college, I got recruited at Creighton to sell insurance and investments in the financial world. So I worked with Northwestern Mutual for a number of years, and it was like this repeated thing. I kept seeing, you know, very wealthy, successful people that were involved in real estate. And so I was interested in it. And then growing up, my best friend's dad owned a bunch of rental houses. And he was like an attorney. He didn't practice law anymore. Then he has an appraiser's license and his real estate license. And so he was very heavily in real estate. And, you know, at the time, I think, you know, at the height, he might have owned 50 or 60 rental houses and just managed it all himself. I mean, super old school.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of fascinated by how that worked. And I think for me, you know, I got into insurance and investments. I had no interest in that world. I've always been interested in investments, but I didn't really want to sell insurance and investments. I just got interested because it was like the holy grail is like to create a residual, to create, like to do the work once and get paid over and over.
Yeah.
And I think real estate is like essentially the ultimate potential for residual.
It
And so
can
that's,
be,
so that's kind of what drew me in, if you will.
Did you realize that at the age of 25 that there was that income potential?
Yeah.
Residual income? Because that was not something that I was privy to until like my 30s. Like, oh, let's build something that, like, you know, the money shows up and I don't have to think about it.
Right,
You were aware of that at an early age?
I was pretty fascinated and interested with like investing in money at an early age. But I was super passionate about health and wellness and nutrition. And so I had this like inner conflict, like, oh, chase money or do what you love, you know? And I was kind of like, always had this inner conflict about which way I should go. And right out of college, I went down the financial world, but then eventually, you know, in 2009, I kind of started my business and went the other way, and then now here I am.
Right.
So, yes, I was interested in that, and the reason is because when I was like a junior in college, I went to this presentation, and this dude in this great suit was like, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to make residual income, do the work once and get paid forever. And it was kind of like, you know, a cheesy presentation, but I was like, wait, what does this mean? You know, what is this? How does this work? And I'm like, insurance, that sounds boring as shit, but I'm like, wait, you sell it once and you get paid over and over? Like, that's awesome. And so that was the first time I ever remember hearing that. I was a junior in college. I had no interest in really like doing the job, but then once I saw how the pay worked, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So it took me down that path. Well, what you don't realize is how much work it is, right? Like it's very hard, it's not fun. And so
It's a grind.
Yeah, it's a grind. I mean, I did well, but I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, you didn't love what you were doing every day, but the payout was worth it.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's when I first heard residual income. And then I think fast forwarding several years, you know, like I said, I kept having clients in that world that were wealthy, that had money. And I was like, one of the common denominators was real estate. And I was like, all right, let me look more at this. Like, how does this work? And so then that's what kind of got me interested in the whole rental thing.